My name is Götz. I'm heading the International Central Institute for Youth and Educational Television at the Bavarian Broadcast Corporation. It's a research center with a mission to promote quality and excellence in children's, youth, educational television, media and film. Actually what we are doing is we're reading what does the world knows about how children, youth and education and the media works. We are also doing a lot of studies, ground studies, something like how does sound and music influences how children, adolescents and whoever perceive a film. We are also doing some trend studies, so not only top model, pop idol, but also Pokemon Go, so all the Squid Game was the last one, to understand, okay, what is really successful and why is it successful. So my background is education and psychology, and we are always trying to understand why are young people watching something, what do they keep in mind, what is helpful for them, how can we foster their identity. For this PRIX JEUNESSE, with the topic of the power of sound and music, we did a lot of studies on this issue actually. What makes it different? If you have a professional sound design, it makes a difference, a huge difference, we didn't know before. Or minor and major, do preschool children can understand it? The answer is yes, the positive one, the major, but not the minor. So very little tiny things, but also big issues which are here in the world. For example, the war against Ukraine. We already had a study in the field, so we could see how German adolescents start to get informed about it and what they thought. They were really angry. They were angry against this Mr. Putin. And a week later we did another study, and there it was more fear. The fear was then overwhelming. Will it be a third world war? Will we have an atomic bomb on our head? And then we also make studies not only with German kids and adolescents, but also with children in Russia. What do they think is happening in Ukraine? And it is really heartbreaking. Some of them you hear they want to go against. They're really feeling with the Ukrainians, and the others just have fantasies of the Ukrainians want us there. The soldiers are saving a girl from the... It's really heartbreaking. So we're doing all this kind of stuff, also racism. A whole row of studies we did in the last year was about racism, everyday racism, and we learned so much. First, what we found out, actually, especially in Germany, it's not about if you have an immigration background. It's a question what color your skin have. The darker it is, the more you experience racism. And to understand that this has a background, this is something which comes from the times of the colonization, when the European really robbed all the continents, the African continents, this Southeast Asia continent, sold the people, killed the people just to get rich. And they had to invent something which we call now race. And to make very clear in children's and youth television, there is no race in human being. There are races in horses and cats and dogs, but not in human being. The outer appearance says nothing about who we are inside. This is scientifically proven so many times. And what we just learned in this study was really that it makes such a big difference. And as white person from the dominant culture, I not even can understand how someone who looks different just by the color of the skin, what they experience. There's, for example, stupid questions like, oh, where are you from? Oh, go back to your country, something like this, where are you coming from? What do you, or just the assumption of teachers that they are not as intelligent and can't be as good as white ones. So it's so deep in our culture. So what we have done is a lot of studies, we tested again and again, and developed together with our children's channel a series which actually helps children to understand this, which really teaches them, we tested it. So these are the way how children and youth television can open something just by explaining there is no race. And this concept of race is something which we should get rid of. But also we learn to listen to them. So that white people, people of the dominant culture, that they learn to listen, because we can't understand what racism for someone with a dark skin color really means. So one possibility is to give them the possibility to produce, to speak up, to produce themselves, and even better, give them an experience where they learn, where white people really have to learn something, and then let them explore their world, let them make their own film. Of course they have to learn. It's not like, everybody has a mobile nowadays and everybody has filmed and photo, but that's not the point. Understand how you build up a story, what are the right questions to ask, where's the camera angle, how to build an interactive picture and so on, and then give them a language where they can express themselves, which nowadays is relatively easy in social media, so there is a place where you can put it, but of course it needs media education and it needs really the space of learning and working together. And so we have a media education platform for ARD and ZDF, or to promote it in a film, how we can help TV producers, film producers to do just a better program. So thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and maybe we see each other and we can talk about it.